Good morning, first grade scientists. I hope you guys are all doing well at home. I miss each and every one of you. So, for today's STEM story time, I thought we would finish up our science unit. Last week, I read you the book Cece Loves Science, and today I want to read you the sequel, Cece Loves Science and Adventure. So this time, Cece's still going to do a lot with science, but now she's going to do more with technology, engineering, and math. So we're going to read this story to finish up our science unit, and we'll do something very fun and special next week. As I'm reading the story, just keep in mind you might hear Miss B's dog Scout bark from time to time, or you might even hear a little crunching noise because she was very noisy during my last video with kindergarten that I just did. So I gave her a dog bone that she's munching on right now. So hopefully that will keep her quiet. All right, let's take a look at Cece Loves Science and Adventure. Here we go. Cece loves being an adventure girl, almost as much as she loves science. She couldn't wait to earn her camping pin. There was so much science she could explore in nature. All right, have you ever gone camping? Cece's about to go camping. In the past, Cece had run into trouble earning her adventure girl pins. The sewing challenge had her in stitches. The jewelry activity tangled her in knots, and the dance lesson totally tripped her up. But this time, Cece could finally put science to work. Cece packed everything on her checklist. So here's her camping checklist. She needs a first aid kit, sunscreen, bug spray, a water bottle, and a rain poncho. Rain poncho would come in handy for a day like today. It's rainy and icky outside. Then she remembered what her science teacher, Miss Curry, said. Real scientists are always prepared. So Cece packed a few extra things just in case. So these are the extra things she's going to bring. Her binoculars, her notebook, pencils, a camera, a compass, chocolate, graham crackers, marshmallows, an animal tracking guide, and even some twine. That's like string. Now, chocolate, graham crackers, and marshmallows. What do you think she might make with that? I bet s'mores. That's a really good camping treat. But if you look real close, I see she checked off everything on her list except for the marshmallows. I hope she doesn't forget them. Cece's friends, Daisy and Caroline, were adventure girls too. Cece's mother was the group leader, and Cece's dog Einstein was their unofficial mascot. Remember Einstein from last time? They did that science experiment to try and get him to eat vegetables. When Cece's mother saw Cece's heavy bag, she smiled. Looks like you had an extra checklist. It's good to be prepared, said Cece. Wait, we need one more thing. Sweet, cheered Caroline and Daisy. Oh, good. She didn't forget the marshmallows. When the adventure girls reached the campground, Cece's mother handed them the camping pin worksheets. Cece read the next task out loud. Set up your campsite. So the first thing they had to do was plan your adventure and pack. Cece did that. So next it's time to set up the campsite. Putting up this tent will be a breeze, Cece whispered to Einstein. But the wind did not agree. The adventure girls worked together as a team, and finally they had built a home away from home. I think you've earned a snack, said Cece's mom. Einstein gets one too. Caroline looked at her worksheet. Time to go on a nature hike, she said. Daisy smiled. This is the fun part. I'll take pictures to track our route, said Cece, grabbing her digital camera. The adventure girls headed into the wilderness. Daisy found the perfect hiking stick. Caroline picked flowers, and Einstein led the pack. Cece took pictures of landmarks along the trail. A twisty oak tree, a dry riverbed, and a fork in the path. She also took one of a huge boulder that looked like a gnome with a mossy beard. And they took a couple selfies as well. All of a sudden, the sky grew darker. Uh-oh, said Daisy. I hope it doesn't rain, said Caroline. It's okay, adventure girls, said Cece's mom. Don't worry. But Cece wasn't so sure. She studied the gray clouds and remembered what she had learned about weather during Miss Curry's science lesson. Mom, I think a storm is coming, Cece said. The wind picked up and thunder boomed in the distance. Cece, you might be right, said her mom. Maybe the storm is far away, said Daisy. How can we tell, asked Caroline. Cece knew science could solve almost any problem. She told her friends a trick that Miss Curry had taught her. If we see lightning, we count the seconds until we hear thunder. Every 5 seconds equals 1 mile. Just then, lightning flashed across the sky. Daisy looked up at her watch, and they started counting. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. When they reached 20, thunder rumbled again. That means the storm is still 4 miles away, Cece said. When thunder roars, go indoors, said Cece's mom. You better head back to camp. Cece's mom tried to map the route on her phone. My GPS isn't working, she said. Maybe it's the storm, said Daisy. I know, said Cece, holding up her camera. We can be detectives and use my pictures to make a map. Cece got a notebook and pencils from her backpack. The adventure girls drew a map and marked the spots where they thought their campsite would be. So it's a good thing Cece brought those notebooks and pencils with her. But suddenly it started to pour. Oh no, yelled Daisy, we're getting soaked. We need to find someplace dry, said Cece's mom. I know, we can build a shelter, said Cece. Our rain ponchos can be the roof, said Caroline. Daisy, let's use your walking stick as a tent pole, said Cece. And soon the adventure girls had built a shelter. They climbed inside and huddled together to stay dry. Once the storm had passed, Cece's mom said, time to go. How long will it take, Daisy asked. I'm hungry. How far is it, Caroline asked. I'm tired. We can easily figure it out, said Cece. She showed them the photo of the twisty oak tree. Remember how Cece had taken all those pictures on the nature walk? That was really close to camp, said Daisy. The timestamp says 1 o'clock, said Caroline. Cece pulled up their group picture. Look, this one was taken at 1:45. Caroline pointed to the gnome rock. And we took it right there. So, if we subtract 1 o'clock from 1:45, that means we're about 45 minutes away from camp, said Cece. That's not far at all, said Daisy. S'mores, here we come, said Caroline. So they're going to make their way back to their camp. 45 minutes later, the adventure girls arrived at the camp, ready to eat. But when Cece looked inside the tent, she found an empty marshmallow bag. Einstein, Cece's mom scolded. Mom, I don't think it was Einstein, said Cece, pointing to tracks in the mud. Look. Something stole our snack, said Caroline. That means there's no s'mores for us, said Daisy. Cece held up the graham crackers and chocolate bars. We'll just have to make chocolate sandwiches, she said. The Adventure Girls did a great job today, said Cece's mom. You are definitely earning your camping pins. And because you solved your problems using science, technology, engineering, and math, I'm awarding you STEM pins too. Even Einstein. Hooray, cheered Cece. Science rules. Daisy and Caroline hugged Cece. You saved the day, said Daisy. Thanks, Cece, said Caroline. Cece's mom smiled. Since you work so well together, I'm also giving you a special pin, she said, for teamwork. Cece smiled. Solving problems is always easier when you have a super team. And we'll take a last little look at their STEM pin worksheet to find out how they use STEM to save the day. So STEM equals science, technology, engineering, and math. And Cece also wrote, STEM also stands for super, team, Einstein, and mom. Science, the study of the natural world, they wrote, counted lightning strikes to figure out how far away the storm was. So that's how they use science while camping. So technology, the use of science in solving problems, usually involving something that was created by humans. So for technology, they made a map from pictures on the camera so we could find our way back to camp. Engineering, the branch of science and technology concerned with designing and building structures. Remember, they built the shelter to keep us dry using the walking stick and the ponchos. And then finally, math, the study of numbers, quantities, and measurements. So they used the timestamps on the pictures to calculate how far we were from camp. So remember how far they were? 45 minutes. All right. So I hope you liked another adventure with Cece. To finish up our science unit, I would love for you guys to make sure you do one of the science experiments I have up on Miss B's Media Center website. Take a look. You should be able to do any of the experiments using materials from home with help from a grown-up or parent. I hope you guys liked our story. When I see you next week, we'll do another special STEM story time. And we're going to use a character that I know you all love very much. And I'll give you a little hint. He gets angry when he doesn't get his way. You know who that is? If you guessed the pigeon, you are correct. All right, first grade scientists, I hope you have a great rest of the day. Have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.